If you're trying to make money from your creative skills, but you feel like you're spinning your reels and things aren't happening fast enough, or you're not getting enough sales, you're probably missing these two crucial things. These are the two core questions you should be asking yourself, and you need to be able to answer before you start developing any product or putting any offer in front of any potential customer. Once you answer these correctly, you'll have way better chances of making those sales. But if you ignore them, I won't be surprised when you come back and complain about why nobody's buying your products. You may do this instinctively, and you might hit a home run immediately because you just did this naturally, because you have that sort of innate intuition about how to package your products. But chances are you can improve upon that even further to make even more sales. So let's get into it. If you don't know me yet, my name is BBenediktsson. I'm a venture advisor, mentor, and online business owner. And I'm creating this YouTube channel to help you build and market your digital products for your online business. I've run an online business in the audio industry for 15 years now, and I've created all sorts of digital products, from ebooks and courses to software and templates. So I've made every mistake in the book. So I hope this channel will help you bypass those mistakes and help you take the shortcuts you need to get going faster than I did. So if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss another video about how to create, launch, and profit from your online products. But let's start with question number one you need to be asking yourself when you are developing your products, and that is, what problem are you trying to solve? As much as I'd love to be able to make money online because I'm just such a nice person, the truth is that as much respect I have for people, that I'm inherently a positive person, even though I kind of act like a curmudgeon sometimes, I do think that people are inherently honest and nice. Maybe that's naive of me, but what I do know is that they are also selfish, and they always are wanting to know what's in it for them. They're not going to buy your product because they think you're a fun, cool, nice person. They are going to buy your product because it is solving a problem that they have that they want to get rid of. So if you're struggling to find clients or struggling to get sales for your products, it's probably because you haven't defined this problem well enough in your marketing materials, and you haven't made the problem your priority in your marketing and in your product description, so that it's not exactly clear what your product does to help your audience. For example, as a musician and audio engineer, I create a lot of products about audio engineering because that is a problem that a lot of people have. They struggle with the audio engineering part of music production. And I get a lot of artists coming to me that are trying to make their music sound better because they want to sell their music. But unfortunately, people don't wake up thinking, I want to go out and buy some indie artist's new album today. That's simply not what crosses people's minds. However, they may pay for your music if they are a music supervisor or a film editor that needs background music. But they are not waking up thinking, I just really want to help somebody out today and buy their album. So that's one of the reasons I've never bothered to sell my music. Instead, I use my music as material that I create my products around that help solve a problem that I know my audience has when it comes to audio engineering. So I use my songs when I teach topics around music mixing, music production, sound recording, or anything like that. I'll use my materials, and then I'll make money off the sales of those products that then enables me to keep making the music that I want to make. It's this cycle of making art, figuring out how to make that art into a product that helps an audience, and then you use that money that you make off the sales of that product to make more art, and the cycle continues. And then the second question you want to ask yourself, and you want to be absolutely clear about when you are promoting your product and positioning your product in front of an audience of your customers, and that is, what specific result will your product give them? So it needs to be specific, because people want to be able to visualize exactly what they get and what the end state is. They want to know that if they buy your product and apply whatever you have in your product, they will get to the level that they want to get to. They will solve that problem and their life will become better. They want to know that the result that you give them is the result that they want. So if it's too vague, they'll go somewhere else that has more specific, more clear, and better defined copy. For instance, the other day, my bike had a flat tire. So I didn't go out looking for a book about the philosophy of cycling or how to become a better bike rider. I had a flat tire, I had a problem, I needed to fix it. So I went to a bike shop, I told them the problem, they looked at the problem and they knew they could fix it. So they solved my problem, gave me the solution, I paid for the solution, and I went home. And so the same applies to your business. People want clear results, not vague promises. For example, I have a book called Step-by-Step Mixing: How to Create Great Mixes Using Only 5 Plugins. Now that is a pretty clear value proposition, and it's pretty clear from the description of the title and the subtitle just exactly what you're gonna get. If I would have called it a mixing guide for musicians, that may have been interesting to some people, but it just doesn't have that punchiness the actual title has. So step-by-step mixing isn't just a guide about mixing, it's a step-by-step guide about turning your muddy, amateur-sounding mixes into polished professional records using only 5 plugins. And it's that clear value proposition that makes that book such a best-selling product on Amazon and in my day-to-day business. It's sold over 40,000 copies now, and it's regularly a bestseller in the Amazon category for music production and home recording. And so if you have a product that isn't selling, really think about whether you are communicating the results clearly enough. What exactly is your audience going to be able to achieve immediately after using your product? That's what you need to put front and center so that people understand what it is and what it does for them. So this week's video is pretty simple. Just answer these core questions. What problem are you solving, and what's the specific result you deliver? If you can't answer those in one sentence, you need to go back to the drawing board and really figure this out and make sure that you get clarity on that. Because if you have clarity on it and you can be clear on the value proposition of your product, then it's also going to be clear to your audience and your potential customers, resulting in more sales of your product. And hey, I'd love to know what products you are offering. If you'd like me to take a look at your sales pages or your product pages and see if we can tweak that language to make it even punchier, could brainstorm some ideas on how to get your products selling better, leave a link in the comments. Let me know what you are working on, what product you either have or you're trying to create. Let's brainstorm some good messaging so that it's clear what problem you're solving and what results your customer is going to get. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss another video on creating digital products to help you earn more from your creative skills. I'm BBenediktsson. I'll see you later.